He's awesome.
When I was a kid growing up, I know that he was like the most boring guy in the world.
Yeah, I kind of did too, but as I got older and his soothing voice, it's like, oh, this is very calming. So I watch him sometimes before I'm going to bed, just to help calm and clear my mind. It's good. It's very soothing.
But you're drinking your tea. Hopefully that'll wake you up.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah.
But is it a counter thing? Because you're staring at Bob Ross. But your tea is hopefully supposed to wake you up. But staring at Bob Ross, is that making you sleepy?
No.
Because he does kind of like, just looking at him, it kind of makes you want to like take a nap.
No, he just makes me feel happy.
Okay.
With the happy trees and
yep.
the mountains. Yes, I want to live in a Bob Ross painting.
We already do.
I do?
We already do. Our marriage is a Bob Ross painting.
You're so funny.
So, back to hopefully we hear some Ozzy and Zakk Wylde together. No More Tears. Your favorite song of like all time.
My favorite song, my favorite album of Ozzy's solo career.
It's a good one.
It's my favorite.
Zakk Wylde is like really cool too.
Oh my god. They should just play that entire album. And
who knows, maybe they will.
Oh my god. Life would be over at that moment.
So that's supposed to happen, so hopefully we get that this summer.
Yeah.
I don't really know of any other ones. I know you're waiting to hear something potentially for Aerosmith or something.
Yeah, supposedly Aerosmith might be doing a residency in Vegas.
Oh, that's right.
They were supposed to do a tour here, and then it was supposed to be a farewell tour, and then all of a sudden that just got like, which I knew was going to happen, that just went away. There's no more farewell tour in the United States. But supposedly the rumor is they're going to do a residency in Vegas. So I guess I'm going to Vegas to see some Aerosmith.
A Shabby Dabby Doo tour.
No.
Yeah, I mean, then you go to Vegas, you can see Aerosmith, and then you can play mini golf with a better band, Kiss.
No, you can't even say that with a straight face.
Oh, I said it with a straight face.
No, you did not.
I'm stone-faced right now.
First of all,
not even a little bit of a hint of a smile on my face.
The only funny thing about Kiss Mini Golf is when you go, there's these shirts of Gene Simmons doing what he thinks is the devil horns.
But it's really like...
tried to trademark.
It's really like, I love you or something.
Yeah, it really means I love you in sign language. He's such an idiot.
Gene Simmons.
Apparently, too, they had the air string, what are they, air string guitars?
Oh, yeah, you could buy, like, Kiss Air instruments.
I unfortunately missed that, because I would have taken a picture.
Yeah, you could buy Kiss Air instruments. Yeah.
Just like I took a picture of the shirt. I wanted to buy that shirt of him doing...
But it was too much.
It was like $30 of him doing the wrong devil horn sign.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was more than $30. I think it was like almost 40. Because I was going to buy it for my brother as a joke. But not for $40.
No.
Gene Simmons can just, I don't know, go find money somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he has plenty of money, and he will find money other ways. As Ace Frehley always said, he would charge you for breathing if he could.
He's an idiot.
But the greatest thing
Gene
of that,
Simmons.
the Kiss Mini Golf, the greatest part, was that the girl goes around and you can make requests.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
And, yeah, but that's not the great part. The great part is, so we make our requests. I think I chose Tears Are Falling, because that song's, like, hilarious.
Yeah. I chose Forever.
You chose Forever, because that's, like, your favorite Kiss song, even that's not even written by Kiss. It's written by Michael Bolton.
It's written by Michael Bolton and Paul Stanley, which I think, honestly, it's 100% written by Michael Bolton, and Paul Stanley had to put, like, a little bit into it.
Probably the music around it.
Yeah. So I think it's 100% Michael Bolton, but that's...
I think Elena picked, like, Strutter, because I think that's, like, her favorite Kiss song.
Yeah. I also picked Beth.
Here comes Dan. And he goes, I want Pledge of Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll. Yes, this is a real song. Now, this is the girl who works at Kiss Mini Golfs, who they get people all the time. They always do the requests, I'm sure, so they probably get requests all the time.
Yeah.
They're used to Detroit Rock City, Strutter, Cold Gin, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Beth, like whatever. Here comes Dan with Pledge of Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll. This girl looks him dead straight in the face and goes, is that a real song? Is that a real song? Is this girl kidding right now?
Is that a real song?
Dan was flabbergasted.
He was
flabbergasted. His gaster was flabbered.
Of course, who would write a song called I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll?
Only the hottest band in the land. Kiss.
No. Dumb.
Aerosmith's fans are just jealous because Aerosmith does not have a song that cool.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think so. I think they'll pass on I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll.
So, we'll see if we can get some other concerts this summer going.
Yes, no Kiss.
That would be awesome to see Kiss. I've actually never seen Kiss, so...
Oh, I've seen them twice.
I know. One time where they completely blew Aerosmith out of the water.
Yeah, it's I hate to admit it, but they did.
Honkin' on Bobo.
Yeah, it was the Honkin' on Bobo tour. And it was still with real Kiss. Like Ace and...
So that's cool.
Ace and Chris were still in the band. And it was really hot that day. And here comes Kiss, and they do their full show, full makeup, full armor. And then Aerosmith comes out, who was the headliner. And, it was just, they didn't come out and do an encore. They barely did some stuff on stage. Like, it was just bad. And, I mean, they were supporting Honkin' on Bobo, and that's a terrible album.
Probably the worst Aerosmith album.
Have you even heard it?
I've heard some of it.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
It's bad.
God, it's awful. I own it, and I got it for $2 at a store.
And that's only because it came with the harmonica.
And it came with the harmonica. I only wanted the harmonica. I haven't even opened it. It's just going to remain sealed forever. But, yeah, and I was really mad at that tour because I always thought Kiss took over, like, the reason they didn't come out and do an encore is because Kiss took too long on the stage. And I don't think that was really the case. I think they were just
being lame.
They were just they got overheated. And I can't even use that as an excuse because here comes Kiss in full armor and Aerosmith's half naked on stage. Yep. So it was, so I mean that was actually a very, I hate to admit it, but it was a really good.
One thing about Kiss is they're going to give you a show. I mean, they're not going to quit.
Second time I saw them, however, that was lame. That was kind of bad. First of all, Ace and Peter Criss weren't in it anymore. It was just, I didn't like it. My brother will tell you different, but I didn't like it. And those were $20 seats I got. That's how great that was selling. So
there's a rumor Ace might be coming back to the band too. I heard that.
Good.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Too bad Peter Criss won't come back. He's my favorite.
Peter Criss is pretty awesome. So, kind of going off that, when we did our last podcast before the holidays, we were talking about they had just had the nominations for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Now we haven't talked about it yet. I know it happened a while ago, but we were missing in action, like Chuck Norris. So now they have who is actually going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So who is it? We got the Cars.
Awful.
That is pretty awful, to be honest. We got Moody Blues.
Yep.
I do believe they deserve to be in there. They're a pretty influential '60s band. Wrote a lot of good songs. Who else we got? We got Nina Simone.
Nina Simone. Yep.
We got Bon Jovi got in because, as we were saying before the break, our little break, that if you win the fan vote, you're probably going to get in.
Yep, and he won the fan vote.
So Bon Jovi gets to go in, which he's probably the coolest act. So we have Bon Jovi as the coolest act. Probably not a great Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I'll be honest.
No, and then Dire Straits.
Yeah, Dire Straits.
And an award for early influence is Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Oh, yeah.
Which she deserves to be in there. I'm actually really happy to see her going in.
Dire Straits getting in off one song where they
mentioned
"I Love MTV."
There's not one song.
That's right. They mentioned "I Love MTV." That's why they're getting into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's not true.
I like Mark Knopfler. He's a good guitarist, but
you know that song "Romeo and Juliet" that the Killers
I
cover? That's
know.
a Dire Straits song.
I know. Nobody knows that song.
Yes, they do.
You're like the only person in the world who knows.
It's not true. They play it all the time.
No, they play Custom Kitchen Delivering.
Don't they do that other one too? What's that? The Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, Sultans of Swing. That's another song you hear all the time, and that's it. Like that's it. That's it for me in Dire Straits.
That Romeo and Juliet song is actually really good. I would put them in just for that song.
I don't know.
It's a good one. Killers do it better, but it's good. I like it.
Well, he's not a great singer.
No, but the way he does it though is I don't know, it's just really cool.
He's a good guitarist. I mean, I've seen him play with Eric Clapton and everything. He's a good guitarist, but I just don't know if Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the spot for them.
Well, considering there's...
I mean, the Cars are getting in. I guess you can put Dire Straits in at that point.
I would put Dire Straits over the Cars any day.
Well, I'll listen to Dire Straits over the Cars any day.
I can't even believe the Cars are going in. Like, I really can't. That, upsets me so much. Known
in the business, I mean, they're pretty... they have the reputation of being as one of the most boring bands in existence.
Yeah. My mom... I think my dad, too. My mom saw them. And
I think your aunt too.
Yeah, my aunt. I think my mom, my aunt, and uncle, they all went and saw the Cars, and they said it was just so boring.
That's their reputation. The reputation is they were probably one of the most boring live bands you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, they wrote all these fun songs, and then they were just boring.
Well, wait till the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance.
I don't even think I'm going to watch this one.
Nah, there's really no reason for me to watch it. I mean, I like Bon Jovi in some sense, but not enough to want to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Maybe if they had some other cool acts that get in.
Oh, yeah. If you had, Alice in Chains or something.
That's never happening.
I don't know why they're not in there. I don't know how you can put Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Well, it's the same thing.
Alice in Chains isn't in there.
I mean, we said it before. It's Soundgarden.
Yeah, Soundgarden, how they're not in there. Yeah, I know. We've talked about this before, but
yeah,
it still just drives me crazy.
I know.
When I see things like the Cars.
Yeah, when you see the Cars get in over,
And even Dire Straits, I'll be honest.
That's debatable. I mean, yeah, I know. There's other bands that should get in there before Dire Straits. I agree.
And they shouldn't even call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore.
It should just be the Music
Hall of Fame. I mean, you don't even...
X Country.
Yeah, because they have their own.
Yeah. Yeah, It should just be the Music X Country and Classical Music. Actually, no, isn't Classical Music in there too? Some of it? No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so it should
it should just be called the Popular Music.
Yeah.
Popular Music Hall of Fame. Because if you say Music Hall of Fame, then you got to throw in all this other stuff. So just Popular Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
This way that avoids jazz and classical and all that stuff. You just start with rock and roll and pop and now hip hop and all that stuff. So.
Yep.
So.
Moving on. Depressing subject.
Yeah, past the road. Let's go into another depressing subject. I might go catatonic, actually, on this subject. So... we have to talk about this. I know it's been weeks since the movie's come out, and there's so much on the internet about it. And
if you haven't seen it by now,
there's been a bunch of podcasts, and I'm sure people talking about it. So there is going to be spoiler alerts. So we'll kind of give a couple seconds for you to press the stop button if you haven't seen The Last Jedi yet. Just warning you, we're going to be talking about it very soon in the next couple seconds.
But not for nothing. If you haven't seen it by now, then too bad.
Yeah, it's exactly. I mean, it's just Star Wars. This is not some random artsy movie that you might not have heard of, and you're like, I did kind of want to see that, but it wasn't playing in a theater near me. This is Star Wars. You should have went out and saw it the first week.
Yep.
And now it's been almost a month. Yeah. So 4 weeks, 4 weeks. So you really should have seen it. And we're big Star Wars fans. So we have to talk about it. And you're probably going to hear the same stuff that a lot of other people have said, but here we go. So, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I know you've been a big naysayer of The Last Jedi.
I didn't like it. Even after watching it, I didn't know how to leave the theater. Because I was just like, I'm supposed to like this. I felt like it was a episode, not as bad as episode 1, I want to phrase.
No.
Not as bad as episode 1, but the feeling when you came out of episode 1 and you're like...
Or when you came out of Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah, Indiana Jones 4, and you're like, I'm supposed to like this. That was good, right? It was supposed to be good. That's kind of how I felt with Last Jedi. Granted, it's not as bad as, episode 1, and it's not as bad as, that Indiana Jones movie.
But what did episode 1 have... As bad as episode 1 was, what did it have that this episode did not have?
Oh, yeah.
The awesomest lightsaber battle. It's probably, actually, to be honest, and a lot of people don't give it credit because it's associated with episode 1, and everyone just says, oh, Jar Jar Binks terrible. But it's probably the coolest lightsaber battle in all of Star Wars, actually.
Yeah, with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon. Yeah,
Darth Maul was really the coolest villain in history.
Yeah, he was cool. They should have kept him through all 3 episodes.
That's a great fight. This movie does not... Yeah, I know there's the throne room fight, and they fight, these random guard guys. But there's no lightsaber battle. There's no one-on-one lightsaber against lightsaber fight. And as bad as episode 1 was, it had that, which this movie did not have, to be honest.
The other thing I didn't like about it one of the main things I didn't like about it is what they did to Luke Skywalker.
That's been